Alright, so today you get two for the price of one. That draft didn't go quite as well as we wanted, but let's take a look at this pack. So doing Shards block again, and I have my eye on two cards here, and they are Tarfiend. This guy can pretty much just destroy an entire person's hand, and it's enormous, so it's pretty good. But also Seaside Citadel, just because fixing this format's quite important. Uh, and I mean, you can end up playing closer to like a two-color deck, like the last deck we had was blue black splash a little white. Um, I think normally I'd just take Tarfiend here, but I kind of want to just build like a sweet five-color deck or whatever, and just see what happens with that. So I think Tarfiend's a slightly better Magic card, and if this was like a high-profile tournament, I'd probably just take it. I'm just gonna take Seaside Citadel here. I think it's more fun. Okay. Tarfiend's really good with Infest, so kind of wish we had taken that. It's kind of funny that the best cards in this pack are like probably black and green cards. I guess we get some green with Seaside Citadel. Necrogenesis is quite good. Just trade off a bunch of creatures and make a bunch of 1/1s. Other than that, like I said, Infest is quite good. Gather Specimens is very expensive and only mediocre. So I think here I kind of just want to take either Necrogenesis, Elvish Visionary, or Esper Panorama. I think Visionary is too low impact to take it here, so I think it's the most powerful card here, or just the mana fixing. But since we're already doing crazy stuff, let's just take the mana fixing. Ooh, speaking of mana fixing, so we get another Tri-land, which is great. And then in pack 2, where there's all the 5-color rewards, we can kind of just take that, and that'll be a lot of fun. So, alright, we're on a path. To note, there was like Sanctum Gargoyle that pack, and not a whole lot else. The 2/2 Exalted guy is also fine, but not where we necessarily want to be. Okay, so this pack is good for us because we're open. We can kind of do whatever we want. I think it's between two of the big beaters. We got Jungle Weaver, which kind of just stops everything, and cycling as well, which is nice. Or Bolceradon. This guy is just so good attacking and blocking, and it's cheaper than Jungle Weaver. I think we want it over Jungle Weaver. So I think this is going to be the pick. This guy's kind of cute when you have a bunch of like little sapperlings and things, but not the deck we're in. So I think we'll just take Bolceradon. And actually glad I have these lands because I don't think we could make that pick otherwise. Though we probably could take Jungle Weaver just fine, and it's honestly not that much worse than Bolceradon. It might just be better even too, but I don't think it is. Let's see. I think we just want to not die. Is Knight of the Skyward Eye the best here? I think we're going to probably be slow enough where Crayson Squire's not that good in the deck. So having, I think, a 2/2 that you can pump is more valuable. Even though I think a Crayson Squire is a slightly better card, but you need to have a more streamlined deck. It's much more aggressive. So yeah, I think we'll take this guy. We've got an Obelisk, and we have a 6-drop. But I think Rayclaw Gargantuan's quite good. It's also quite good with both of these. They both can have 5 power, and giving them first strike is huge. So I'm just going to take that. Immortal Coil is not Whip of Erebos. Let's put it that way. Well, I think with all the big guys, mana fixing's good. And mana acceleration with Steward. Not mana fixing, but we're basically just a Naya deck with Savage Land, Seaside Citadel, and Esper Panorama. But that's okay. Speaking of Naya, this guy is great. And I don't really want anything else anyways. Quite a Spike is fine. It's just very expensive. Gives Death Touch. They lose half their life when you connect, but I mean, it's kind of hard to make that happen. Although, you got the Infiltrator, Quite a Spike combo right here. But yeah, we're taking Naya Battle Mage. It just is a great card overall. Now, what does this do? Power 5 or greater, you may put 2 counters on it. Okay, well, that doesn't do anything. I think we take the obelisk. We've got 5 and 6 drops. Wow, Necrogenesis came back. This is actually really hard because I wouldn't actually mind having another obelisk to ramp into these guys, but this is just such a powerful effect if we can splash it. Just trade off all our guys and make a ton of 1/1s. I think I'm going to take it. There was also another obelisk that was going around, so maybe that'll come back. Seems like no one wants them. Take a random 2-power guy, I guess. Might end up playing this, although it's not exactly what we're looking for. This card's not bad if you can have Raidclaw in play or can somehow punch it through, but it's also not good. I'd rather have the sideboard card for the Esper matchup. And unplayable. Alright. So basically we need to kind of ignore all this stuff, or we get to go super deep next pack. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet. Although our mana fixing 4, this particular deck is not that great anyways. Although, to be fair, this is still a dual land. It only gives green and white, and this one's still green and red. So, I mean, these cards aren't blank. They're better than a basic most of the time. Oh, still good to have. Gonna hide this one, I'm hopeful. So we'd want to see, I guess, giant beaters in the next pack, or some removal. I don't even know what that would be, though. Honestly, I haven't played this set in a while. Let's check it out. So we have... What does this even do? I know it's not good. Target opponent reveals cards, top of the library, player puts all non-creatures. Yeah, that doesn't really do anything. This is like the original Madcap skills. Clearly a lot worse. So I think our choices are Ember Weaver, which is pretty solid overall, honestly. Not by Mystic, which helps us ramp, but he's hard to cast, so he's not actually that good. I like this guy, but he can come back later. Or Paragon of the Misha if we want to try to go for the 5-color route. But I think the safest pick, just take Ember Weaver. It's going to be good in our deck no matter what, and I really like it. Being able to have first strike's pretty important. Wow, this pack is excellent. So we have Paleoloth, which kind of just combos off, saves all your guys. It's huge, but it's just kind of a 5/5. So I don't think I'm going to take just a 5/5. We have Fiery Fall, which is removal, which is great, and then Volcanic Fallout, which can also be pretty effective. I think we just need the removal. I think we should just take Fiery Fall. We have a lot of 2/2s, so Volcanic Fallout's not going to be as good than Fiery Fall, I think. And, I mean, I want to take Rupture Spire for mana fixing, but Fiery Fall also mana fixes if you have mana, or if you have red mana. And it's going to be much better later in the game, obviously, than just a land. Now we see all the cards for the Esper player. This card's absolutely fantastic if you're in the artifact creature deck. So I think my choices are random removal spell, random artifact hate, or I could take Voices from the Void, which strips their hand. We're already maybe splashing black, and this is going to get 3 to 4 cards out of their hand. If we have a guy in play and we do that, it's basically game over. And if we go 5-color, it's even better. I think the upside on these other cards is low enough where I'd rather just take this and hope it pans out. Everything else here, much better for other decks. This guy is, mediocre at best. Having to pay its upkeep is really frustrating because you can't really deploy it on turn 4. You fall way behind. Here we probably have to take Volcanic Fallout, I would say. There's really nothing else for us, I don't think. And this guy's just fine, but he's not good. Alright. So here we actually have a pick, which is nice. This guy is kind of vulnerable. Giving Vigilance to a 5/3 is not that useful because they just deal with it. Do I want Pro Artifact guy, which is fine. Pro Black guy, which is also fine. It being 2 colors seems like a disadvantage, but again, in the third pack, you have the things that are enabled when you have another double-colored permanent in play, or Dragon Soul Knight, which we're only really blew away from playing. I think it's too greedy. In an average situation, one of these is going to be better. Which do I want more? I think I want the green-white guy more. So I'm going to pick it. Yeah, we get one of these anyways, so that works out pretty well. I think it's better than everything else here. Like, I'm not going to splash it on summon. And these guys are very expensive and don't do that much. So yeah, we'll take another 2-drop. This card's pure card disadvantage, although I'm a pretty big fan, because unless you just cast your spells, that's pretty important. Could also hate the pro-green guy, which actually just beats our entire deck. So, what's the chance that I play a Mana Silex? Probably pretty low. Yeah, I'm just going to take the card that beats our entire deck. I don't want another Voices, I don't think. Pretty expensive. But I think I do want a Rocks Meditant. Just cycles. And we have a lot of green permanents. So 4 mana cycling is fine for 2/4. Do I take this guy or another cycler? Basically, it's like, do I want a value deck or do I need more heavy hitters? I don't remember what's in the last pack, unfortunately. Kind of like value too much, though. Yeah, I'm just going to take this guy. I think here we could take the normal card, or I could just take Fusion Elemental in the hopes of... Am I ever going to play this? I kind of want to. Is our deck fast enough to take advantage of this lapse of certainty, though? Memory lapse. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to cast Fusion Elemental, unfortunately. I think that ship has sailed. Just take a random card. This guy's like an okay sideboard card. Chances are we're not going to play this, this, or this. So we're at about 15 out of our 20. It's not terrible. Although our deck is just very confused. Like Volcanic Fallout doesn't really work with it. Yeah, I don't know. Time to just play a bunch of 2-drops next pack. The only unfortunate thing is the Naya Blade or whatever is pretty mediocre compared to the rest of them. It just gets hexproof. Or, sorry, it gets Shroud. You can't even put anything on it. Okay. So green red plus 3/3. It's pretty good. This guy's also quite good, and this guy is also pretty good, destroying artifacts. I think we have one. I think it's either Sangreat Backlash or Vithian Renegade. I mean, they're both removal spells, but one of them's a creature attached removal spell, which obviously is better most of the time if they're artifacts. But a lot of people have artifacts in this format, I feel, and we don't. So even if they don't have a target, I can still just play a 3/2. It's totally reasonable sized body. Yeah, I think that's just a better pick than this guy. Now we have some packs. Ooh, this pack is very sweet. So this one basically makes it so you have moat. They can't really attack you because then this just kills them. So it's actually quite good. We have Broken All-Star Bloodbraid Elf, which is in this deck just fine. But like getting 2 creatures for 4 mana is obviously good. And you have a couple 2-drops. I already have a lot of 2-drops though. Well, seeing as this card's banned and never get to play with it anymore, I think I kind of just want to take Bloodbraid Elf. Just attacks the best. This card's fine, but again, it's 3-colored. I mean, honestly, either one of these is fine. I think because we have such aggression down here, this is going to end up being better most of the time than this. Alright, we have basically Terminate, which we can't cast. This guy or this guy. On average, I mean, I think we're more green-red than anything, splashing some white. Although you've got green-white right here. But we're definitely not red-white. So I think this is going to be harder to cast than Jund Hackblade. And I think Jund Hackblade can just be better. Although not on turn 2, because, I mean, we're not going to have multicolored permanents. It's actually kind of tough. I could also take this guy, which is fine, but I think these come around later. It is pretty good, though. Just getting huge things through. I've had a lot of success with the Behemoth. I'm going to take Hackblade, I think. Ooh, Finest Hour is unbeatable. It's just so good. But we really don't have that much fixing for it. I could just take another Blade, though. Or Pale Recluse. This card's also quite good. Unfortunately, it has 4 power, not 5. Also, Gorge Worm's pretty good. How much better is First Strike than Shroud? Quite a bit. But how much harder to cast is this than that? Maybe I just splash red? If I take Hushblade, though, I'm going to be able to cast it on turn 2, which I think is just more important. I'm going to take this over the Bansher Blade, just because our deck's going to be able to cast it. And I still have these up here. Yeah, I think I'm just going to keep taking 2-drops. If I get the chance to take a 5-drop, I want one, but these 2-drops are so good. Oh, we definitely want this, I think. It basically turns on all our blades and lets us cast them more easily, which is basically the best thing ever. And we don't see really anything. Can I cast any of these cards? Probably not. Destroy all blockers and all block creatures. That doesn't seem very good. Guess I could just take this. It's good in the mirror. Wow, this pack is still insane for us. That creature's a 1/1. Does that do anything for us? No, so it's just a really expensive 3/3. So I think we want the mana fixing /4/5 much more. And hey, this guy came back. This is quite good. Also, this is actually pretty good. These get Shroud though. It's actually a combo though. If you play this and you don't have another permanent play and then you put this on it, this just has Shroud forever. But I think being able to kill a flyer is more important. Like, we're kind of weak to that plan, I think. So, apparently we're not going to be that weak to it, because now we have 2. Just take the next snap guy. Alright, I think this deck is quite good. The only thing I'm worried about with this deck is just being able to punch through the final damage. And also our mana, again, is like palatable. Oh, we got another... This guy's actually very good for our deck. He can get guys through, and he's just a huge beater. So that's actually great. We're not really a Fallout deck. I don't know what we're going to play instead of some of this stuff. 'Cause I think we have, let's see, we have exactly enough. We have 23 playables. Wish we had some more pump spells. I know I passed 1 or 2. Just draw a 9 Battle Mage. Oh, maybe I'll just play this. We'll see. I don't think I want Volcanic Fallout, to be honest. I just add everything here. This is a land. Probably want to play that, but I'm not sure yet. Let's see. So, with our colors, this is probably fine. It just punches through on a guy. Like you make a 5/4 they have to deal with. We can't block, but we're super aggressive anyways. Also, in a pinch, you could put this on their creature and just attack with everything. I've seen stranger things happen. These guys can cycle through a deck. I think with 20 creatures, we just play guys, and then if they stop our ground assault, we just keep playing guys until we attack through. Seems like a reasonable plan. And we do have some big creatures. Alright. Look at our colors. Kind of all red, green, white. These are all red, green. These are all green, white. This is red, green. These are green, white, or green, red. So green is our most color, which makes sense because we're in Naya. And white and red are pretty split. Looks like we're a little more red, but not a ton. So these ones are early. Actually, we're kind of equally white and equally red. Let's take a look at our mana. So this gives us a green white. This gives us green red. This gives us green white. So we have 3 green sources right here. We would like 8 or 9. This gives us 8 green sources. It gives us 5 red sources. That's terrible. And 6 white sources. Man, this format, your mana is always awful. I'd probably play a Mana Silex in this deck. Should have taken it. So, the problem is I need those 8 green sources. Otherwise, my deck doesn't do anything. 5 and 6. Oh, this is short a land. Why is it short a land? 14. So we still have 8. Now we have 6. And we have 6. 8, 6, 6. Also, this counts as forest and plain cycling. Well, I never really need double green. What if I just do like this? It's like 7, 7, 6, but with Pale Recluse, it's kind of a 7th there if we need it. I need to draw green to do anything, but I also really need to draw. Really just need to draw white or red for these. I can play other things. No, I need the source. 8, 6, 6. It's really pretty bad. Kind of forgot how bad the mana is in this format. Also, Fiery Fall can fix mana if I need to. Alright. Well, our mana is just going to be kind of awkward, but I think that's the format. Okay, let's see how round 1 goes this time. Alright, so we have all our colors, which is obviously very lucky. So we will keep. And our hand is pretty good. Pro red, huh? We'll definitely block, because our deck is mostly red. And then we'll just Bloodbraid him. Or we won't. Wow. Very frustrating. I could play Bloodbraid this turn, but I just didn't really want to. I wanted to show that we had less pressure. So maybe he'll... Oh, well, we just kill that. It's obviously insane. Next turn we can Bull Celadon and attack with both, which is pretty good. This guy's deck is maniacal. Well, I guess let's just kill that. Luckily, all our removal spells that we have chosen are excellent. And we didn't take Sangrai Backlash, which was good for us here. Actually just can't beat this card. This is really tilting. Alright, well at least I get to attack this turn. Oh, I don't even get to attack. No, I don't really get to attack at all. So because of that, let me just play this. Luckily this has 3 toughness, so it can actually attack. Alright, so if we go this guy. And we get to attack for 3 at least. I think next turn we play Bloodbraid to attack with everything. Because we'll lose a creature, but he's going to take a bazillion damage. And he's flooding out, which is fortunate for us. Alright, Time to bring in the blood braids. Oh, we hit our counter spell. Alright, so we've attacked with everything. He can block something. He can block this or this, but it takes a bazillion. Worth it. Do I play this? If I get like Martial Coot or something? If he plays a creature next turn, or draws a 2-for-1. Yeah, I should just play this. Like if he draws like a 2-for-1 or something. Alright, well, it got countered, whatever. Okay, so he has 2 of a common we literally can't beat. Fantastic. I don't really have anything else I want to bring in, though. Volcanic Fallout doesn't even stop it. I mean, his mana's really bad. It's even worse than ours, so there is that. And our mana is great this hand again. So we can just play Naya Hushblade turn 2. It's pretty sweet. Yep. Okay, well, let's play... I think we just play this one, because that one we're happy to trade with. Well, let's see. I could just play 2 Hushblades this turn, so I should probably just attack with this. And I can also cycle. I should just attack with both. Is it worth cycling there? I mean, I'm happy to trade. Nah, I'm probably not happy to trade. Should probably just save my guy. Especially because I can still play Hushblade. Alright, hopefully it doesn't play a second Valorant Outlander again. So I can play this and attack for 5. Or I can play Bloodbraid Elf and attack, and he gets to eat this, which is actually really bad for me. So, yeah, let's just play this first. Great draw. Next turn we can probably Bloodbraid and do something else. Well, that was not good for us. But because he doesn't have another swamp, we're still in okay shape. Also, what if I Maniacal Rage his Cathari Remnant? He's not going to block this turn with it anyways. So what I can do is play a Bloodbraid Elf, attack with everything, he won't block. And then play a Hushblade next turn, Maniacal Rage his guy. I think I need to leave Border Post up. And if we hit lapse of certainty again or whatever, it's just going to be obviously very tilting. Ooh, drew an actual spell. It's pretty good. And now we just attack with everything. This is even lethal, which is sweet. 14 damage. Alright, just play one more of these guys. He's going to need something pretty good here, I think. So I just put this on Remnant. Then he can't block with it. He can attack us for 2, but then we can attack with everything. And is that lethal? 1, 2. I mean, it should be, but what can he do? If 2 get through, it's lethal. So he'd have to have multiple removal spells. Alright, well I still just attack with everything, because 2 can get through, and so he's dead. Oh no. That's really bad for us. Let's see. 2 still get through. Unfortunately, we get kind of destroyed in the process. Well, things could have gone better there. He still can't attack, which is good. I can attack with this, but it just trades. That's not very useful. Kind of walked into that Zealous Persecution. Do I attack with everything? Yes, because I drew that. If I didn't draw this, I might not attack with everything, because then things get really bad. I still could get wrecked by Agony Warp here, but it's worth it. Like that'd have to be the last card he drew. Took artifact. Okay. That doesn't actually do anything, because we drew this. Alright. Alright, so round 2 here, and the question is, do we keep this miserable hand? And I think that if this was a forest and I'm on the draw, I can just cycle the Deadshot Minotaur and then end up hitting a plains or some other things and start cycling and eventually hitting my lands. Because it's a mountain, his hand is really terrible. So let's mulligan. And awkward that this requires you to return a basic land, but with this, with a tri-land on the draw, and this, if we draw a single land and a cycler, I'm definitely not going to mull this hand. So also awkward that Vithian Renegades blows up the Wildfield border post. So I've seen some more cohesive hands before. But that being said, maybe we can just blow up one of his artifacts, and that'll be great. All right. We need to draw a basic. Let's go ahead and cycle this. And we did it. Next turn we can play this, and then a Rocks Meditant, and then just start chaining into our guys. Don't know if we can ever play this. We probably play this on turn like 7. If we need to blow up the Wildfield border post, it's probably fine. He took that one. It's probably going to be bad for us. He's probably just going to ramp really fast, but what can you do? And we don't have any red mana either, which is likely a problem. But this can cycle us into it. I don't really know what our end game plan is, but we also don't know what he's going to end up doing. So, play a giant creature. Yeah, see, that one is good. That's what I'm saying. Oh, play a random guy. Seems good. Probably end up just boarding this out, maybe. Simply because it's not really doing a whole lot. I don't know. It is a 3-2. It's pretty big. It's literally only bad if we draw it with our border post. We could probably board this out. We have the 1 mana guy that gets Death Touch if you control a green permanent. It's probably better than Renegades in this matchup. Toxic Iguana, I think, is its name. Yep, this is going poorly. So what this forces us to do is we end up having to like chump because this is just going to burn us out. So he must have all the big guys in his deck. Okay. Comes 6 power guy. Guess we could just double block and try to Sojourners. If that doesn't work, we're probably screwed anyways. Definitely going for it. Okay, so we cycle. We put it on this guy because he'll deal damage to this first. Oh, alas. Well, the good news is we have red mana. We're so screwed. I don't think I want to show him any more of our deck. I'm just going to concede. Yeah, I think this is better than Renegades against him. And Volcanic Fallout's not the worst. He has all these little guys. But so do we. Better to just attack. Well, this hand actually can cast spells, so that is a bonus. Attack for 3. Pretty good. Oh, I just got pathed. Do we have any double color stuff? Not really, but I probably want plains because I'm going to use this as white mana most of the time. It just means we get to cast 2 creatures next turn, so I think we're pretty fine with that. But what 2 creatures? Probably Steward and Knight. This can actually attack. And by getting more mana into play, we can put, like, if we draw a land, we can play 2 3-drops next turn, or a 3-drop 2-drop. So the problem is, if we attack this turn and pump our guy, then if he has any trick, we get screwed. But is he just holding this back for the Steward? I think I'd rather just develop my board and not attack. Just play both of these, tap his guy next turn, attack with everything. So I think he has Sigil Blessing up. Because unless he just drew this turn, there was no reason not to play it last turn. So what I'll do is just play out my guys and tap his Sigil Paladin. Now he won't really have any good blocks next turn. So if he has Sigil Blessing and I tap his Sigil Paladin, he'll Sigil Blessing the Elvish Visionary. Makarados will become a 3-power guy. He can block here and here, eating both. But then I could just pump this if that's the case with the Battle Mage. So we're actually fine if that happens. So yeah, he doesn't actually have good blocks if that comes up. But yeah, I mean, it's 100% what's in his hand. about as telegraphed as possible. There's a lot of people. There's actually like a pauper deck built around this card and Nylea's presence. So it's a 3-mana 5/5 and a 4-mana of all commons. It's kind of neat. Alright, so I think beginning of combat we just tap down the Paladin. I mean, he could attack and we could tap something else down, but there's no real reason. Okay, so here I think we just attack with everything. And if he makes the play like I was mentioning, we have Battle Mage up. So it's probably fine for us. Alright, so might as well force him to use his trick. I think I have to tap this one, so I have the option to use the pump spell. Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. He had some sort of pump spell. It wasn't Sigil Blessing, but same idea. I think I'd rather get a tap activation out of the Battle Mage than playing my guy. So can attack with everything. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I could play around Volcanic Fallout by pumping this turn. Or he could concede. Alright, that helps us too, apparently. The only reason I say that is I think there were 2 Fallouts in the draft, so there's a small chance he could have one. So I think we just have to attack really fast again. I don't think there's anything else that helps us here, unfortunately. Our sideboard's not the strongest. Okay. I'm going to have to accept that. So we start with Forest. I think we just lay this guy. There's no real reason to hold up Lapse. Once this gets first strike, we're in a little bit of trouble. But that's alright. I think I just want to... Do I just want to hold up Lapse of Certainty? just want to play... If I play Bloodbraid Elf, I could hit Maniacal Rage, in which case I think we pretty much just win the game on the spot. Also, we haven't seen that he has his third color, so I think I want to hold up this actually later in the game. Alright. I think, again, we have to do the overrun plan, where we just get more creatures in play. Let's see. Kind of have to draw Firefall or something along those lines. There's no real reason to play both of these when I can just cycle and hit a land. That's really weird. So he needs double red for something? Alright. Pretty much lose the game. It's funny that he had that, just because we were thinking about it. So this holds this back. If I just play this and two guys, then I can block. This way I can triple block at least. Oh, nice. We are so... So I don't think we can attack. Sorry if that cut out for a second. I had to clear some memory up for these videos, so you might have lost a few seconds. So if that happened, I apologize. All right. So I'm thinking how we're gonna craft a game plan to actually win here. There's not a whole lot in our deck that can go over the top. After getting Volcanic Fallout added. But there's a chance maybe we can just slowly crawl into the game. Wow. That is value. Definitely got to just counter that. guess we triple block. And all right. Well, that's that, guys. Thanks for watching. And apparently I can't win at Shards, but it was fun.